Hello there, tarot lovers. Right, our card of the day today is the High Priestess, and I've done a video on the High Priestess, and she represents this gateway to our subconscious, and on many fronts the messages of the High Priestess and her wisdom and knowledge comes through our intuitive self. It's these subconscious, subliminal messages and that come from a level of spirit or soul that come into our awareness and feel accompanied by an inner knowing or an inner truth, whether they make sense or not. These can be ideas and mostly are feelings, and they are messages from this inner voice, an inner voice which is usually a higher vibrational guide inside of us. And this is the part of us that knows who we are, knows where we come from, knows everything about our past, and can encourage us to walk more consciously and step into those experiences which we most desperately need to have in the future. So I thought we'd do a little exercise focusing on our intuition. Maybe I can just give a few ideas about intuition before we jump into it. So intuition is one of those words which everybody uses, but I don't know if everybody relates to the meaning of it, or everybody has their own very individual and specific meaning according to their own experience. And intuition is quite vastly different from one person to another sometimes, but there are usually some things in common as well. Intuition is broadly seen as an inner guidance, let's say, and this inner guidance doesn't have to come through words, or it doesn't have to come through ideas, but it can be through feelings, and it can be through instinctive actions, and this guidance can come through sometimes in a very audio way where we're hearing voices in our heads, but that's, I think, the most rarest. Sometimes it can just be an inspirational idea that pops into our minds. A lot of the time it's going to be a feeling. There's going to be this feeling about something. It's going to be a bodily sensation accompanied by an idea which draws us to some type of action, or draws us to something that we need to say, or something that we need to do in our lives. And there are many inner voices, there are many inner feelings, and we usually have quite an issue with trying to figure out what's intuition and what's our other inner voices. And it's not always clear, and sometimes we're not always able to decipher or to be able to discern what is a clear intuitive guidance, or what is just a guidance coming from a level of our conditioned beliefs, or our programmed fears, for example. One thing that intuition usually does not bring with it is the energy of fear, and quite often intuition can be discerned by the fact that it'll come with a feeling and a thought which are both a thought which makes some type of sense, and a feeling which lifts us in some way, or inspires us in some way, or makes us feel good, very simply. So if those two factors are together, there's a feeling and an idea that both make sense and feel good, then you can be guaranteed that the guidance that's coming through into our consciousness in that way is going to be an intuitive one. Fear usually doesn't accompany intuition, because fear and guidance that comes through fear is reacting against something, and it's a very reactive, programmed energy, and our fear will be something that, interestingly enough, we equally need to listen to, we equally need to pay attention to. Is not necessarily just a bad message, but it's not going to be a great guide. It will be an important thing to listen to, and every voice on the inside is an important thing to listen to. And the High Priestess, if she represents anything, it represents 100% listening to everything that takes place on the inside, even if it's the voice of your inner critic, and even if it's the voice of this doubting self and these inner programs. The more we listen inside of ourselves, the more clarity we will have about what is going on in our inner programming, with the more consciousness we will gain about what is subconsciously taking place in our psyche. And so the High Priestess has this black and column and white column on either side of us, showing that there is a deep importance to give your attention to all aspects of what's going on below. It's this saying yes to everything that's taking place on the inside, saying yes to this subconscious truth that wants to be heard, no matter whether it's dark or light, that is the gateway or the key to self-awareness, the key to understanding our programming, and in a way it's going to be the key to be able to discern and decipher what is an intuitive voice and what isn't. And understanding ourselves will make us realize, oh, this is the voice of my fear. Otherwise, oh, this is the voice of that program that I've picked up from my family and those past experiences and that trauma that I hold on to. And we'll become conscious of these stories, and we will be able to be aware more of what is higher inner guidance and what is lower inner guidance that sometimes also needs to be followed. But all of it needs to be listened to. And this is one of the main messages of the High Priestess. So let's do a little practice. If you've got 5 minutes, and make yourself in a comfortable position, close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Let's really take our awareness inside. Forget about everything on the outside world. Breathe deeply and allow your breath to guide your consciousness inwards. Intuition passes strongest, and this higher guidance flows more freely through our hearts. So we'll take a few deep breaths into our hearts. Breathing in our consciousness and energy there, and breathing out that consciousness to fill up all of your body. After we've slowed our breath down a little, calmed our minds down, brought our awareness inside, let us very clearly and very strongly ask for guidance in our life. If you have any specific topic or theme or something that's taking place in your life right now that you wish to specify this guidance for, then ask for specific guidance. You can ask this out loud about this topic, or if you're just looking for general guidance, ask for general guidance. The more specific the answer you will get, the more specific the guidance you ask for. So you choose. I call for guidance in my life, specifically for my own healing journey right here in this present moment. Take a few more deep breaths into your body. Focus on that which you're asking for, and listen. First of all, let's listen to the sensations in your body. What area of your body is calling your attention? Is there some feeling in some part of your body which is asking for your awareness? If there is, let's feel and focus on that part of our body. Ask yourself, ask this part of your body, what do you have to tell me? And listen, be receptive. If you receive an answer from this part of your body, but it just leads you to another question, then ask another question. And carry on asking questions and having this inner conversation with yourself until you're satisfied. If there's no sensations in your body, or if this part of the practice doesn't seem to work, just listen to your thoughts for a moment. Or you can just very simply ask yourself, and ask your higher self, ask your heart, if you would like to visualize a part of your body that's important, focus on your heart and ask your heart, what is the highest guidance for me right now, according to my specific needs or my specific desires? And listen. Ask yourself also, what form of expression, what action can I make in my life that will be positive for me according to my intentions and goals? And whatever it is you hear, make a little internal promise that you will make this action. One thing we're going to ask is, how can I express my truth more honestly to the world? Because this expression of your inner guidance and sharing yourself with the world will fundamentally be a strengthening exercise and a reinforcing exercise to the connection you have with your intuition and with this inner guiding voice. Listen again to the answers that come to your mind. Ask any more questions for clarity, for deeper awareness. And when you're satisfied, give thanks to this inner guide you have inside. Give thanks to this part of you who is always willing to be there to guide you and to push you in the right direction, nudge you in the more positive direction for your life. And with this gratitude, sign off. You can check in with your intuition more and more each day. You can teach yourself. So many different ways to do this practice, but you can teach yourself to listen to this guidance more and more. The more you follow this guidance, the more you stay open, and the more you share this guidance, and the more you surround yourself with people who can help you as well, who can definitely encourage you to listen to this voice inside, the better. And then you will find that this voice is going to be harder and harder to keep out the more you listen to it and pay attention to it and act on it. If you don't act on it, the voice tends to become quieter and calmer, and if you don't listen, it will also become quieter and calmer, and you'll find the only voices that are left are the voices that you pay most attention to. So paying attention to this inner guide will give you a greater discernment about what it is and when it's coming up, and at the same time will make this voice stronger if you act on the guidance that you receive. We hope you had an interesting day today, a little bit longer than meditation today. Wish you all a fantastic and wonderful heart-connected time.